Many consider Uncharted 2 to be the best of all the Uncharted games. While not my personal favorite, I do understand why it's loved by so many. Uncharted 1 had a lot of charm and told a simple but decent story. Uncharted 2 improves upon that initial concept, with more characters, a more complex plot, improved gameplay, more bombastic action set pieces, and of course, new villains for Nathan Drake to face. In this video, I will be going over the villains of Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. Warning, this video contains spoilers for Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. The game starts with Nathan Drake talking to his old associate Harry Flynn, who tells him of a new job opportunity.
Buy me a drink, sailor.
Harry Flynn? Hey!
Harry tells Nathan that he has been working with a mystery client to follow the trail of Marco Polo and his lost fleet. With the help of Chloe Fraser, an old love interest of Nate's, and another treasure hunter, they set off to steal a lamp that ends up pointing the way to Marco Polo's lost fleet. However, just as they are about to escape, Harry betrays Nathan and leaves him to be arrested by the local authorities.
What the hell are you doing?
Sorry, mate. This is where we part ways.
Wait, Flynn, we had a plan.
Harry is our first villain of the game, and I think most players expected this twist. Harry seems somewhat well versed in history like Nathan, and also often cracks jokes. He is charming, cocky, and appears to be motivated nearly entirely by money. I think what makes Harry Flynn interesting is that he has similar traits to Nathan, but they are intensified to the point of making him unlikable. Nathan is confident while Harry is arrogant. Nathan is witty, Harry is sarcastic. Nathan is clever, Harry is cunning. Money is part of Nathan's motivation, while money is shown to be the totality of what drives Harry. You get the idea. What makes Nathan likable and relatable is magnified in Harry, showing the negative side of these similar traits. Nathan eventually gets bailed out of jail by Sully and Chloe. He wants to even the score and get one up on Harry and his client, so they plan to steal Marco Polo's journals from Harry's mystery client and get back in the running for the treasure. They make their way to Borneo, and here we are first introduced to the mystery client, known as Lazarevich.
This man was caught stealing artifacts from site number 5.
You would betray me for this?
No, Zoran, I can't explain.
No need. I am surrounded by traitors and fools!
We immediately see what kind of person Lazarevich is. He has an intensity and cruelty about him. He leads with an iron fist and is even willing to kill his own men if that is what it takes to get his point across. He is intimidating in appearance and someone you do not want to get on the bad side of. But while Lazarevich may seem insane, he isn't stupid. He is shown to be clever and able to sniff out most lies. Lazarevich is the primary antagonist of Uncharted 2, and I think he sets up a real threat to Nathan and properly amps things up compared to the first game. Lazarevich is not just a rich fortune hunter seizing an opportunity like Roman in Uncharted 1. He has been searching for this treasure for years, and it was actually Nathan and Chloe who first planned to screw over Lazarevich and take the lamp for themselves. This puts Nathan's actions in a more morally gray area compared to the previous game. He isn't really justified in inserting himself into this situation. However, due to Harry's betrayal, it has become personal for Nathan. Nate eventually discovers that the fleet of Marco Polo had actually made their way to the lost city of Shambhala and found the Chintamani stone, which could potentially be worth millions. He finds an ancient dagger which is said to be the golden passport to this lost city. As Nathan follows the trail, he makes his way to Nepal and runs into none other than Elena Fisher. Here we learn a little more about Lazarevich. Elena explains that she is in Nepal doing a story on Lazarevich, who is long thought dead. We learn he is a fugitive and has been involved in numerous war crimes. It seems Lazarevich has greater ambitions than money. He is a power-hungry individual. Elena questions why Lazarevich would be after the Chintamani stone, as she believes it can't just be for the wealth. This takes the threat of Lazarevich to the next level. He is a dangerous individual, not just to Nathan and his crew, but to entire countries and perhaps even the world, greatly increasing the stakes of the plot. In pursuit of Shambhala, Nathan ends up catching a train to Tibet. However, the train ends up crashing, stranding Nathan in a Tibetan village in the mountaintops. Here he meets Schaefer, an old man who is living in the village and also once searched for the Chintamani stone himself. At this point, Nathan has wavered in his conviction to find the Chintamani stone and wants nothing to do with it. However, Schaefer convinces Nathan to go with one of the villagers, Tenzin, to uncover the secret secrets of Schaefer's original expedition. Nathan agrees and finds the remains of Schaefer's men. There he discovers they had containers of blue resin and that they were actually killed by Schaefer. It's revealed the Chintamani stone has the ability to grant men powers and even turn them into monsters. Here we are introduced to the next villains of the game. While Nathan and Tenzin investigate the remains of Schaefer's men, they are ambushed by what appears to be a Yeti, a tall, woolly, beastly creature with goat-like horns. Just like in Uncharted 1, we are introduced to a supernatural threat towards the end of the game. The reveal of the Yetis is not as unexpected, as the precedent was established in the first Uncharted game. However, I still find their inclusion pretty interesting. These enemies are quite tough and take many bullets to kill compared to the relatively weak Descendants in Uncharted 1. Once again showing the player that the threats are greater and the stakes are even higher this time around. If the stone Lazarevich is after can grant this kind of power, then the consequences of Lazarevich getting that power become much more dire. When Tenzin and Nathan return to the village, they find that it is getting attacked by Lazarevich. Nathan and Elena manage to help the villagers escape and go on to find the hidden entrance to the lost city of Shambhala. However, they get discovered by Lazarevich, who holds Elena and Chloe hostage, forcing Nate to uncover the entrance for him.
Who would you sacrifice? And who would you save? What, this one? You want to save this one? Or maybe this one?
You know what? Enough of this shit. All right, quit the theatrics. I'll do what you want.
Here, Lazarevich confronts Nate and monologues about the strength of his will. He believes himself to be above other men, as he has the conviction to make choices others cannot, comparing himself to the many powerful and terrible men of history. Nathan concedes to his threats and starts opening the pathway to Shambhala with the help of Harry Flynn. They are once again attacked by the Yeti creatures. However, once they are killed, Lazarevich unmasks them, revealing blue-skinned humans with black teeth. These are the guardians of Shambhala, and they have been enhanced with the Chintamani stone.
What?
Scarecrows. Guardians to frighten trespassers.
I like this twist because it shows that the Chintamani stone grants power, but doesn't turn you into some mindless monster. The Guardians wear the Yeti suits to scare people off, but clearly they are still able to communicate with each other and have their mental faculties intact. They are still much stronger and more durable than the average person. This means if Lazarevich had access to this kind of power, he and his men would not become mindless monsters, but rather remained cruel and calculating, with greater magnitudes of power and a longer lifespan to back it up. They finally reveal the entrance to the lost city, and Lazarevich allows Nathan and the crew to see the city, as he wants to gloat and kill Nathan after they see Shambhala. However, the Guardians attack and they manage to escape and race to reach the Chintamani stone before Lazarevich does. Nathan uncovers that the Chintamani stone is actually resin from the sap of an ancient tree. He plans to destroy the tree so that Lazarevich will be unable to access its power. However, before he goes down, we see Harry Flynn enter the room.
Maybe that's what old Zoran wanted all along, eh? He's cleverer than he looks.
Oh, we can still stop him.
Elena, don't.
Oh, we can help you.
Sorry, love. This isn't a movie. And you're not the plucky girl who reforms the villain and saves the day. It's just not done like that. Flynn, listen to me. Parting gift from Lazarevich. Pity he took the pin. Get back!
Elena!
Harry's end is pretty sad to me because when he knew things were over for himself, he decided to try to take Nathan, Chloe, and Elena down with him. This shows us he was always a bitter person and self-centered in his motivations. Harry is ultimately killed by Lazarevich. I think this moment really primes Nathan to have a lot of anger towards Lazarevich. Although Harry did betray Nathan, they are implied to have been friends at some point, so his death must hurt him to some extent. Additionally, the explosion from the grenade severely injures Elena. This would make things extremely personal to Nathan and sets up even more tension for their upcoming confrontation. Nathan finally makes his way down to the tree and confronts Lazarevich.
What the hell? Drake. Drake!
Lazarevich drinks the sap and gains immense power, becoming nearly unkillable. However, using explosions from the sap, Nathan is able to take Lazarevich down.
You think I am a monster? But you're no different from me, Drake. How many men have you killed? How many just today? That's it, boy. No compassion, no mercy. Huh? Do it! No. You don't have the will.
Maybe not. but they do.
His final speech attempts to convince Nathan that they are not so different after all. Nathan did kill hundreds of men over the course of the game. Of course, this is true, but the motivations between them are very different. I do think at the beginning of the game, Nathan is killing for personal gain and selfish reasons. However, as the story progresses, he realizes the stakes and his moral compass is strong enough that he makes the right choice to go after and stop Lazarevich. And by sparing his life, despite all the harm Lazarevich has caused Nathan, it proves he is not in it for revenge, but rather to stop a madman from gaining a destructive power. The game ends with Nathan saying goodbye to Chloe and choosing to stay with Elena as the sun sets on the Tibetan village. Uncharted 2 goes bigger in every way compared to the first game, but there's especially more focus on Nathan's relationship and morals surrounding other people. There's a reason the game is titled Among Thieves. Two contrasting sayings come to mind. Honor among thieves, which is a common phrase used to show how among people who steal, there is a level of trust between them. The second saying is no honor among thieves, which is another common phrase which essentially boils down to never trust a thief. And the game shows us how both of these phrases can be true. Honor among thieves is shown with Chloe, who is shown to be deceitful to others, but always remains loyal and trustworthy to Nathan throughout the game. And, in the end, she makes the right choice to help stop Lazarevich. No honor among thieves is shown with Harry. He appears helpful at first, but as the game goes on, he proves time and time again to only do whatever serves his best interests. And, in the end, Harry chooses bitterness and revenge as his last actions. These two characters are essentially the devil and angel on Nathan's shoulders. The game's title is intentionally ambiguous, prompting the player to guess which route Nathan will go down, honor or no honor among thieves. And Lazarevich is the catalyst for this decision to take place. Initially, he is the person Nathan wants to screw over, showcasing the selfishness and greed that exists within Nathan. However, as the situation becomes more serious and the stakes are raised with the introduction of the Guardians, Nathan is forced to make a choice: to stop Lazarevich, risking his life in the process, or concede and return to safety. Although hesitant at first, Nathan realizes the importance of stopping Lazarevich, and he proves his motivations at the end of the game are selfless by sparing Lazarevich and allowing the Guardians to take him out instead. Uncharted 2 iterates on Uncharted 1 in a satisfying way, and I think it also adds so much more depth to Nathan's character. He is faced with dilemmas beyond what he faced in the first game, and faces unique villains that allow those dilemmas to be expressed. Uncharted 2 Among Thieves is an excellent sequel to the first game, with characters and villains that make the narrative extremely compelling.